Good evening and welcome to The Point. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Pooja Shali and this evening I want to talk about a very basic issue. A crime happens in any state. You can ask for law and order to be put back on track. You can ask for an immediate arrest of the accused, justice and closure to the victim's family. But who will hold accountable are insensitive netas, especially male netas, who can go ahead and give gyan even to the victim who's recovering physically and psychologically. We have that up for discussion. So let me first begin with the top story of this bulletin on To The Point. Kolkata rape horror has taken a political twist. Accused being seen with the top TMC leadership. There is FIR that is under the scanner. And an accused's batchmate is claiming that Banerjee, Mitra, one of the prime accused as is being seen, has past sexual assault incidents and crimes against him. There have been serious charges against him. Then one wonders, why wasn't that concern addressed initially itself? Could that have avoided the sexual assault of a young law student? First, let's take a look at this report.
Even as the probe deepens into the horrific Kolkata rape case, shocking new revelations are sparking outrage across Bengal. Shockingly, a former batchmate of accused Banerjee Mitra told India Today that he had multiple charges of misconduct involving female students and used his political clout to silence the victims.
2018 तक उसका जो हरकत था ये मतलब क्या बोले मोलेस्टेशन से लेके मारपीट से लेके पैसा कोरी के एक्सटॉर्शन से लेके इतना हरकत था तो 18 में हम लोगों ने फिर से हिम्मत जुटाया उसको फिर से हम लोग निकाल दिया आज जैसा सुनने को आ रहा है कि इस विक्टिम की वीडियो करके रखी है उस टाइम भी उसने उस विक्टिम की वीडियो की थी गवर्निंग बॉडी ने उसको बोल दिया था लास्ट टाइम में जब 2019 का बाद में बोलो तुमसे पढ़ाई करोगे नहीं तो अदरवाइज तुमको सस्पेंड कर दिया जाएगा
वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट एंड Our Trinamool Congress Chhatra Parishad being president did say that after 2022 he was not even part of the committee in that law college. If anything has happened in the past, I think, I guess this is something which should not have happened. The police has taken action. Even these things are unfolding now. We are coming to know all this.
The BJP has come out all guns blazing, alleging direct links between the accused and the ruling Trinamool Congress. The party has released photos of main accused Banerjee Mitra with TMC heavyweight Abhishek Banerjee and Minister Chandrima Bhattacharya, and documents showing accused Zaib Ahmed with low scores making it to the South Calcutta Law College merit list.
Zaib Ahmed, who scored 2634. This was his rank for the admission. This is the merit-wise list of all the candidates. Now, what the BJP is claiming is that despite scoring low and getting a mere rank of 2634, he was allowed admission in the institution, whereas other students who scored far better than what Zaib Ahmed had scored, they were still not allowed admission in the educational institutions.
A video showing Banerjee leading a TMC rally shouting party slogans has also surfaced.
वो लोग टीएमसी का आदमी है कैसे मतलब सुरक्षा गार्ड भी तो टीएमसी का आदमी है कोई एग्जाम देकर नौकरी मिला पार्टी कैडर इसलिए नौकरी यहाँ पूरा स्टेट में पिछले 14 साल में कोई परमानेंट नौकरी नहीं हुआ सब कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल कैजुअल एम्प्लॉय किया वो पार्टी जो लिस्ट दिया उसमें ही हुआ
The BJP is alleging manipulation in the FIR with initials of the accused mismatched. J for Banerjee, M for Zaib, P for Pramit. Is this just another case of sexual violence or a chilling glimpse into how power, politics and privilege can crush justice before it even begins? With Rajesh Shah and Taposh Sengupta in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
And the highlight of the day, especially with regard to Bengal, was the BJP fact-finding panel team that landed up. I want to bring in Indrajit Kundu for the latest on this, our editor in Bengal. Indrajit, good evening. Tell me first about, of course, where the investigation is, what are the police and the leaders saying, but also now that the BJP is on the ground, how are they escalating the political showdown?
Well, the political showdown is on expected lines. And it's not just the BJP, but the entire opposition, including the left, who are out on the street protesting
Yes.
against this heinous crime, and quite evidently so, and quite understandably so. What the government, of course, is saying that they are doing all that is possible for them to do, and that there was no laxity. There was alacrity on part of the Kolkata police. They've arrested all the accused in the case, and all the SOPs have been followed in this case. And this is, but the big question that, of course, now is coming out in the public domain is that here is a guy, Monojit Mitra, who has been active in that campus despite passing out of the campus several years back. The fact remains that even the Trinamool is not mincing its words, saying that he was associated with the party. It does not really matter whether he had a post in the party or not. In that sense, he drew his powers from the party. And he is a history sheeter. There have been several allegations against him. There have been several police complaints in the past against him. Had those police complaints been taken seriously then, the kind of alacrity that the Kolkata police is showing now after this rape incident, had they shown it earlier, perhaps we would have been able to avert this very incident.
That's where the whole political support angle comes in, or the audacity of some of these young men to think they can sexually assault a young woman or anyone and get away. Indrajit, appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much, Indrajit, and our team in Bengal continue to track this horrific story because multiple layers daily are emerging on this. You see the visuals of the BJP on the ground, even the left was seen protesting. But here's what my specific highlight for the evening is. Listen in now to what happened. Arrests have been done. But two TMC leaders have shocked the country, have shocked the people of Bengal by making this statement. Listen in.
এই সমস্ত ক্রিমিনালিটি রেপ মলেস্টেশন এটা কারা করে কিছু পুরুষ করে তা মহিলাদের লড়াইটা কাদের বিরুদ্ধে যারা এই পারভার্টেড টাইপের পুরুষ তাদের বিরুদ্ধে লড়াই করা উচিত কলেজের ভেতরে যদি করে সেখানে পুলিশ থাকবে কলেজে শিক্ষা ক্ষেত্র তো আরে ভাই শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠানে কি পুলিশ থাকবে আপনি বলুন না যে যারা ঘুরছে যাদের সঙ্গে ঘুরছে তাদেরও ঠিক করা উচিত কাদের সঙ্গে ঘুরছে কাদের সঙ্গে ঘুরছে না
कस्बा की घटना से एक मैसेज आ गया पूरा लड़की लोग पूरा स्टूडेंट लोगों के पास जे अगर आपको किसी जान पहचान ने बुलाए तो जिस दिन कॉलेज बंद है परीक्षा चल रहा है आपको यूनिट की कुछ बनाएगा तो आप मत जाइए इसमें आपको भला नहीं होगा वो लड़की अगर नहीं जाता तो ये घटना नहीं घटते थे अगर जाने का टाइम लड़की किसी को बता के जाते थे दो सहेलियां लेके जाते थे ये नहीं घटते वो जो देख रहे हम जो गंदा काम किया वो he had taken this advantage of the situation.
Listen to these leaders to believe what they are saying. Let's debate and discuss. Let's try and understand what happened. Joining me from the Trinamool Congress, spokesperson Mohammad Tausif Rahman, National spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Sanju Verma, also joins us on the panel. Also as an activist, a woman's activist who's been a supportive of the victims for a very long time, has been part of the agitations. Yogita Bhyana joins me. Also Yashovardhan Azad, the former senior IPS officer, to help us understand the role of the police force as well. Tausif, I want to start here with you. When you listen to these statements, when Kalyan, Banerjee, Madan, Mitra, an MLA or an MP says women should be cautious, women should not go out at odd hours, is that not shifting blame? Is it not saying, ab boys to aise hi hai, you better be careful?
Not at all, Pooja ji, bilkul bhi nahi. I mean, we don't endorse such statements coming from Kalyan, Banerjee, Madan, Mitra, or whosoever, because we are concerned about the statement coming from Abhishek Bandyopadhyay and Mamata Banerjee, who's the CM of West Bengal. But Pooja, I really want to bring like a very short highlight. Around 4:35 p.m. today, outside the college, there was a girl. She was protesting with her group. Something happened in that college, so that's why she's protesting. But some BJP guys were standing outside. They really molested her. and that's on the television as well. So I really request the BJP group that, if you want to protest, because she's protesting as well, so at least do not open her t-shirt. Someone just molested her, someone just took out a t-shirt. So I mean, everyone has a right to protest, but do not create such chaos in the city, because if you are
We'll try and get that. We'll try and get that visual of what you're telling us. Was it heckling, molestation? What was it? It's concerning as much.
That was not heckling.
Okay,
heckling.
I'll get that because irrespective, Tausif, but I will not let you divert here. Two senior leaders.
No, I'm not diverting.
My point is, why was Kalyan, Banerjee and Madan Mitra not asked to apologize? What will a show cause notice do? It's a girl student being told it was possibly your fault. You should have been careful. She was beaten and blackmailed and allegedly raped, dealing with torture. Now now the netas are saying this.
What I'm telling you, that we don't endorse such statement. The party will take action. Of course, they will do something with Madan Mitra and Kalyan Banerjee. But Pooja ji, let's come back to this heinous crime. Let's come back. And when you talk about Monojit, everyone is talking about that Monojit is standing with some pictures, with Chandrima ji, with Abhishek Bandyopadhyay. But you actually, BJP is diverting this whole serious rape case.
How?
When you talk about pictures, I have a pictures as well. Narendra Modi standing with the rapist. I have several pictures, if you allow me to show. So, I mean, it's a very cheap politics. Let's not go there. Who's doing what, who did what, that's not important. But what Monojit did and the kind of capacity he was having, I am telling you, from the mouth of Mamata Bandyopadhyay, whoever is associated with Monojit, directly or indirectly, whoever supported him should be questioned and should have been behind the bars with Monojit as well. Abhishek Bandyopadhyay, Mamata Banerjee will not tolerate any such incident happening in the state. Now, ma'am, Pooja ji, I have a serious question.
Okay.
I want to know, you're a girl, I'm a guy, and there's one Sanju ji as well. I want to know the definition of a rape happening in Bengal and the same rape happening in Odisha just 10 days back to back 5 rapes. I don't understand why the NCW doesn't go to Odisha. Why the NCW doesn't go to Sitapur May rape. Rajasthan में May के दौरान, during May 2025, a 19-year-old girl got raped inside ICU by the nursing staff. Who questioned and who will question?
Okay, well, I'll question. Let's take that question to BJP Sanju Verma. Sanju, is it fair to do a political showdown, land up in Bengal when the TMC says accused arrested, we are not giving them support? Why are you then going after with this political attack against CM? No, she has to answer now. Tausif, I've given you enough time. Sanju, go ahead. Sanju, go ahead. Are you indulging in a political showdown of this sensitive nature? Why are you doing it?
I heard Tausif for a good 3 minutes. He spoke for 3 minutes uninterrupted. And I'm sorry to say, rather than engaging in whataboutery, there was not one coherent point he made. The least he could have done was to say, I stand in solidarity with the law college rape victim. The least that he could have done was to say that I condemn what Monojit Mishra did. The least he could have said was to acknowledge that law and order has become nothing short of a nasty joke in West Bengal. But let me come to the moot point, Pooja. I always say the apple does not fall far from the tree. Now, rather than looking at the statements of Madan Mitra and Kalyan Banerjee, which I will obviously come to, I'll take you back and your audience back to 2012. There was the infamous Park Street Suzette Jordan gang rape case. And I clearly remember, and this is in the public domain, this is not a story that I'm cooking up. Mamata Banerjee, rather than standing in solidarity with Suzette Jordan, said, girls who go out partying, clubbing, they go to discotheques, have multiple boyfriends, ye to hona hi tha. They invite trouble for themselves. Then we had the shameful Hansa Khali gang rape of 2022, where a 14-year-old girl was gang raped and the key perpetrator was a TMC MLA's son. And the attitude of Mamata Banerjee was ditto the same, saying hua to hua. I clearly remember in Bangla she said, Beta rape chilo, na love affair chilo, na meta pregnant chilo. Basically saying, who knows whether this was indeed a rape or a love affair gone wrong, or maybe the girl was pregnant.
What's the point
so she decided to press rape charges in hindsight. No, Pooja, wait. I heard for 3 minutes, I need my time. Then now let's come to 2024, the Arjikar medical rape and murder case. Do you remember? Initially, the principal of Arjikar, Sandeep Ghosh, was promoted by Mamata Banerjee to the Calcutta National Medical College as the principal. And it was the Supreme Court which intervened, saying this man should not get another government job. He should be sent on permanent leave. That is when Mamata Banerjee yielded. And now let's come to 2025. Who's the key perpetrator? Monojit Mishra, And very quickly, Pooja, without being verbose, 2013, within a year of joining college, Manojit stabbed a fellow student. No FIR, he vanished for 3 years. 2017, he reappeared at South Kolkata Law College, accused of vandalism, FIR filed at the Garyahat police station, no arrest. 2022, he is accused of sexual assault against a friend. Again, no arrest by the police, not even a FIR. He has been repeatedly emboldened. I'm not surprised.
And therefore, what you're saying? What are you saying? Make that final point.
My limited point is this, Pooja. If you look at the history of lawlessness, especially sexual assault cases against women in West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee has clearly failed as the chief minister, clearly failed as the home minister, and to have this hua attitude, saying, police cannot be present everywhere. This is state-sponsored brutality.
Let Tausif answer on that. Okay.
This is state-sponsored brutality.
State-sponsored brutality, Tausif, that your chief minister herself, as she's quoting some of the past incidents, now with Kalyan, Banerjee, Madan, Mitra, the leaders are looking like that is the reason that criminals think. You have the support, you are connected to these leaders, of course we'll get away.
Ma'am, I started my debate saying that anyone who's associated with Monojit, giving him a power hunger or giving him any kind of string and losing it will not be spared. They will be behind the bars. Whether you are MLA, MP or whatsoever, they will not be spared at any case. Let me tell you, Sanjuji,
has there been a series? Has there been a series of reactions from top leaders that push this ahead?
No. Sanjuji, what do you want right now? I asked you
against him in 2013, 2017, 2022.
This is not going to happen like that. I was quiet when you were talking.
A repeat offender. And then you have the audacity to lecture.
Sanju, let him speak. I'll come to you. Sanju, I'll give you a chance. Finish your point quickly, Tausif.
Just 30 seconds. When they were asking about what Bengal has done, so let me tell you about the Guru 5-year-old rape murder case. November 2024, the accused Ashok Singh was arrested same night. The minor's body was found. A charges was filed within 14 days. And he got a death sentence. Kultali minor rape murder, December 2024. 19-year-old convinced for the rape murder, 10-year-old girl, just 31 days. Or charge sheet ban gayi, he is behind the bars. Burtalla, 7-month-old POCSO case, November 2024. The accused was arrested by December 4th and charged in 28 days, ending in a death sentence, Pooja. Murshidabad minor rape murder case, October 2024. A district court handed down a death sentence with 61 days. What, Pooja, what I want to convey, whatever happened, do you really think we are happy with this? Where our city, where our state is getting maligned and Mamata Bandyopadhyay is getting all these ups and downs statements from everywhere. But Pooja, the answer is, there is Aparajita bill. Why it's not getting passed? The Aparajita bill has been passed by the Bengal Assembly.
Death penalty has been cleared and cleared by the cabinet. Okay, Sanju, before I go to other panelists, you want to answer that? Tausif is saying BJP ruled states, so many rape and murder cases happened, and yet the anger and the focus and the outrage is only on Bengal. What do you say to that?
Pooja, I have been on a zillion debates. And in BJP ruled states, if there is a crime, despite being the national spokesperson of BJP, I have risen above party ideology and condemned it unequivocally. My simple point is this, Pooja, that today there are 1,023 POCSO courts in India, 406 e-POCSO courts, 747 fast-track courts. The Trinamool Congress in the last 48 hours, their panelists have been telling on debates, we've set up 32 POCSO courts in Bengal. The hard reality is not even 2 of those POCSO courts are functional. And very quickly on Aparajita bill, I will just say this. 48 hours back, the Women and Child Development Minister of TMC, Shashi Panja herself admitted that the Aparajita bill is yet to become a law. And do you know why it's still not a law? Because C.V. Ananda Bose, the governor, asked Mamata Banerjee to send a technical report on the bill, and driven by hubris, she refused to send a technical report, due to which the bill is still in limbo. And this is the same Mamata Banerjee who's giving bhashan to the BJP. She has failed repeatedly Hard time, she is sacked by the Bengal Janta in the 2026 elections,
Okay.
which are a few months down the line.
Strong points, both by the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Trinamool Congress. I want to now go beyond it as well. Please stay on with me. Yashovardhan Azad is a senior IPS officer who I know has dealt with many such sensitive cases. In this case, sir, political support is being seen not only as a reason leading to the audacity to commit the crime, but also that these alleged rapists feel they will not be arrested. They will not have to rot in jail because there are sort of, at least they feel, there is this political backing. What is it that the law enforcement agencies need to do to set a benchmark? Police fear will have to creep in. These men will have to know nothing can save them.
But I don't understand what the debate is all about. It's true. It's given in all the states, you have seen this, that these are people who get, if they get the support of any political party, they get away with these kind of crimes. That support is there. And unfortunately, our political system has not been able to let off even criminals from fighting the elections and becoming even members of parliament. So this is something which is understood. Number two, the point is absolutely right that the police can't be inside campus. And the second thing is that if that lady, the woman, has a right to go to any place, anytime, and such comments are really uncalled for. But what is important here is that if she was going under duress, because this man is supposed to be the gunda of that particular area, he was even a clerk earning 500 rupees per day or whatever, then she should have at least informed somebody that he's been called and I'm going under duress. That's a very, very important thing. It's a kind of a cautionary exercise. Number three is, you see, there's no point doing a political grandstanding over these debates. I mean, what is the point of, big politicians and National Commission of Women coming? This is a case.
Why?
The opposition should be more interested is that the case is persecuted. There is no disruption in the investigation. All the forensic evidence is gathered properly, that the investigation is not spoiled under political pressure, that it goes to the court, and that the prosecution is done in the same manner in which the other cases
in this case, the girl had a friend with her. They were there for a while in the union room. Then this friend appears to have left because this girl was told that we can discuss with you. And that is when she thought that she's getting a position in the union or in the unit. The man said, and then he goes ahead to ask whether it's marriage or interest more than that. And that is when she fears. I'm talking about a teenager, possibly a 20-year-old even, who believed that her merit is being seen, not realizing it could lead to a sexual assault. Does that confidence of the accused come from a certain backing? And that needs to be pinned as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. But if the man is known as a gunda, see, the second thing here is the institution laxity everywhere across our colleges, where they are not able to keep out the unwanted elements. There are people who have passed out 10 years back or 15 years back. You'll be seeing them loitering around the colleges, exerting all kinds of influence and having a pernicious kind of a, hangover over all the students. And there I absolutely agree with you that this kind of institutional laxity should not be there. And it comes from that fear of the local strong cadres. And that's everywhere, whether you see in any state. This is the kind of fault lines that you see. And Kolkata is no different. Though I always thought that Kolkata was a much, much safer place for women. And these kinds of things now are absolutely unfortunate.
Or maybe it is getting reported much more than that. Sanju, I'll come back to you. I just need to get comments from other panelists as well. I'll come to you. Yogita Bhyana joins me. Yogita, data, numbers, statistics. The fact is, our girls, women are at risk. How does one stop this menace? What is it that can be done? How many cases that you've been associated with where it is definitely a certain confidence of these rapists that comes from somewhere? Is it lack of arrest or the political support?
Absolutely. Without political backing, the kind of courage, at least in this particular case, does not come without political backing. And across the party I'm talking about, this is not only West Bengal. I think when we talk about such cases, they are cropping up from everywhere. And to say that, okay, West Bengal is the only place which is unsafe will be unfair. I'm talking about Latian zone. Your studio is in Noida. And you can see in South Delhi, within like 3 kilometers of Latian zone where all the high and mighties are staying, there was a girl who was trafficked and kept in police station at this age. And now I heard Sanju Verma talking about fast track courts across the country. They are running fine. Only West Bengal has a problem. I'm so sorry to say that we deal day to day. And the situation is so horrendous that I can't even explain you. They don't even follow SOP. Fast tracks are only on the face of it. If you tell me one case which got, I'm talking about the execution, not the announcement or pronouncement of particular judgment. It is about the execution.
What is the
of
reason of the
punishment,
delay?
which is not
What
happening.
do you hear from the survivors and victims? What is the reason that
I personally go to the courts, and I know it is about everything, even the trainings. I mean, the least they could do is, okay, they need to survive in their particular parties by throwing muck at each other and doing these political debates, which I'm okay, like, because they have to suck up to their boss. I'm so sorry to use this language, but whatever. Now, what I'm just saying is that they need to have trainings in place. They need to have SOPs in place. They can, least is that they can execute, they can implement the kind of, the training manuals which were there, which were kept after Nirbhaya case. The reforms which happened, they have to be implemented well. I'm talking about last month case, which I'm talking about in Latian police station, where the victim was kept overnight. I mean, if they tell me that, okay,
yes,
everything is fine in our city, I'm so sorry. They need to work a lot, and this is the least they can do.
I think the point is fair that these cases have happened. It is an institutional failure. But when the netas go ahead to make these statements, are they in many ways pinning it on a woman or a girl who's actually just recovering from a physical, psychological torture? Sanju, go ahead. You want to make a point.
Thank you. Pooja, this is a political debate. I'm sure, TMC has its own points to make, so have I. But I want to say one thing. I have not used abusive language, and I will not. But for a panelist, Yogita Bhayane, to say, politicians are sucking up to the bosses, so they are saying XYZ. Let me say this is the actual data. And I challenge anyone on this panel to rebut this data. I'm quoting provisional numbers of the NCRB.
Okay.
Fast track courts have a disposal rate of 96.28% in 2024, resolving 85,595 cases out of 88,902 new cases that were instituted. So Yogita Bhayana has no clue about what she's talking. She needs to do better homework. But let me say one thing, Pooja. Now when we, can I please finish?
Okay,
I did not
okay, Yogita, I'll come to you. Yogita. Sanju, yes.
This lady, please.
Execution, that's it.
Yes, can I please finish, Pooja? Thank you.
Go ahead.
And the other point which I very quickly want to make, I have a lot of respect for Yashovardhan Azad, but it is only fair, Pooja, that you tell your audience, Yashovardhan Azad is the brother of Kirti Azad. Kirti Azad is a member of parliament from Trinamool Congress. So obviously Yashovardhan Azad has conflict of interest when he speaks on a horrifying crime that has taken place in West Bengal. No wonder, not once, despite being a former IPS officer, Yashovardhan Azad not once condemned Mamta Banerjee. And I think that is
also a meritorious senior officer. Also meritorious former senior IPS officer.
Yes. I said that, but he's the brother of Kirti Azad, so there is a conflict of interest. That's my limited point. But coming to the moot point of your question, Pooja, very quickly, I will just say this. After the Sandesh Khali gang rape happened, where hundreds of women, especially Dalit and Adivasi women, were gang raped, I remember Mitra saying, each of these women were paid 2,000 rupees to make fallacious statements against TMC. The same allegation was made by Sagarika Ghosh saying, "Arey Sandesh Khali mein kabhi rape hua hi nahi." Shahjahan Sheikh is being implicated by BJP's ecosystem because they will lose elections going forward. My limited point is, when you have women MPs from West Bengal, like Mitra or a Sagarika Ghosh,
Sanju, Yashovardhan is smiling and he wants to interject. Okay, I'll take that point to TMC, but I want to take that to Mr. Yashovardhan Azad. Sir, I'm sure you heard what Sanju Verma said. Is there a conflict of interest that you're not condemning Mamta Banerjee directly? And do you want to respond to that?
Yes. In fact, I was expecting Sanju Verma to come up with my, family history, and especially in this particular case. I have spoken many times on debates in Kolkata, And let me tell you, I have never condemned any chief minister in whose state the rape has happened, because for the simple reason, no chief minister would like a rape of this kind to happen. Secondly, I said it is the political influence which allows criminals like this to get emboldened. I also said about the influence of the local cadres. It's unfortunate that Sanju reduces every debate to such a low level and dignity.
But do you think that we should name and shame and hold these chief ministers as much accountable? Our netas should be held accountable.
Why should you hold the chief minister? Is this a political debate or is this a proper debate?
But they are heading the government responsible for law and order.
I'm sorry. You allow politicians to take over a debate by talking nonsense, and you don't hear the actual practitioners like Yogita Bayana and myself. Is there a role of the chief minister in this? Can you say that chief minister abetted this crime? Is this a way to do a debate? Thanks a lot.
I truly appreciate that you've been there. There's a reason you're on the panel. So there's a reason that I have invited you, because I want to hear what, as a senior police official, you have to say. And I request you to stay on.
Kirti Azad's brother, you should have asked me what ideas I have.
Which I did. You please, I request you to stay on, sir. There's a reason that you're on the panel, and it's not just netas, though I do believe our netas should constantly be questioned. I'll come back to you, sir. Okay, Sanju, no personal attacks. Okay, sir, I appreciate your response. Tausif, your question that... No. Sanju, others also have to answer. Tausif, you tell me here that at this juncture, because we are talking about Bengal, because it is a recent case and of this horrifying nature, what is it that can be done as a ruling party, as the one that you represent, to ensure that in the days to come, it will not be just political blame game, and that Kolkata, as it seems to represent, will have its law and order in place? And let's not say just one isolated case. There have been cases earlier as well.
Pooja, of course. See, when you talk about justification, why I don't understand why people are saying that Tausif Rahman is justifying this rape case. Not at all. She's my sister. She's from Bengal. She's a Caucasian and she's an Indian. So we have to be very serious with that. But I don't understand why not all the chief minister of India, from union territory to all these states, come together under one roof and talk about it. Why don't we have a strict punishment law? Why don't we have a law? Why do we see all this Neta, Babu, MP, MLA? I'm telling you,
but we do have strict laws.
In fact,
I do believe that we have strict laws, but they're not implemented.
As a spokesperson of Trinamool Congress, I am very much confident that Mamata Bandyopadhyay will be proud of me saying right now on national television, if Monojit is supported or giving any kind of support from any MP, any MLA, any councillor, they won't be spared at any cost. He is behind the bars within 12 hours and he won't be spared at any cost. Pooja, I repeat myself. This is not a joke. This is not some molestation case.
My concern is because...
अगर आपका कोई हाथ भी पकड़े ना, this should be a law. अगर कोई लड़की का हाथ भी पकड़े ना, वो भी रेप केस ही होना चाहिए.
There's been a concern here, Tausif, that there have been some earlier charges also against him, and that was not taken into consideration by the police, and that's why the complainant also said, I was scared to tell the cops because he was so powerful, this man. I did not know if the police will believe me.
This is India, Pooja. This is India. When you talk about Brij Bhushan, when you talk about Prajwal, you know, we cannot predict the future, Pooja. This is very sad. You know, my honorable Prime Minister of India is a Gujarat right accused. We can't help it. Then wo unko baizzat bari hue wo bhi Gujarat right accused.
Yashovardhan Azad, I want to bring in here. I have some other questions as well before the time wraps up, and I'll come back to all my panelists here. As an officer, this is what I want to know. In this case as well, a video appears to have been recorded. There was an attempt to blackmail, threaten further, especially into silence. How does the police ensure, and we know that there have been many such videos recorded as a tactic, as a rape tactic as well, that anyone recording rape videos to even circulate, intimidated, will not be spared. They need to face the law. Because we've seen in the past few cases specifically how the accused know fairly well how to psychologically intimidate the victim and the family, whether it's political pressure, and then there are these side tactics as well. What does one do about that?
Absolutely right. I agree that the gravity of crime becomes manifold higher if they are able to trace it, and they must trace it, because today electronic evidence is extremely important to be put up in the courts. But in this particular case, not only it is a gang rape, but it is also under intimidation, it's also under coercion, it's under the duress, and therefore the maximum punishment needs to be given to this particular person. And the kind of support he has got from the political party and the local cadres, that is also extremely important, and it should be a lesson to other states also, that this kind of a political patronage should never be given. But it's most important now, lastly, what I want to say is that these are the kind of crimes, unless you get the maximum punishment, I would say it is a failure on the part of the state, because the criminals are there, every evidence is there. Now, what you need is a proper investigation, officers. In fact, there should
What
be...
about the victim saying that I was scared to tell the police because he's so politically influential? That's the nexus that I'm talking about. Even though you feel that the debate is going haywire, but that's the fact, sir. The fact that political support and believed police nexus leads victims to think there's no point going to the cops.
I agree. The last point which you're saying is that the police acting under the pressure. And police acting under pressure is the simple thing that I have been talking all the time, that unless you insulate the police investigation from political pressure, this will continue in all the states. And that is why you're seeing this nexus, which is the most dangerous part of it. Yes, and I understand this is the most important part of the debate, police buckling under the pressure of the politicians.
Yogita, how does one stop it? How do we reach a moment where we don't have to discuss rape and sexual assault cases?
Till the time people like Sanju Verma doesn't have a beautiful paper which give justice to everyone on the paper.
Sanju, I'll come to you. Sanju, I'll come to you. You will get all. I know there are personal comments made against you. I know that, and I'll give you a chance to rebut that.
She has shown you some numbers on the paper which looks very fine. Let her step out and go to one court, at least one POCSO court, and she will know the reality what I'm talking about, the implementation, execution. Number two, I want to ask Sanju Verma on your TV channel, does her party have POSH committee? Does she have POSH committee in her party? Ask her. Prevention of sexual harassment at workplace. This is an act if she doesn't know. Do you have it in your party? I want to start with your party. Let me ask you.
You're saying implementation
you have?
is the issue. Okay, Sanju.
Yes or no? No, first
okay, Sanju, multiple charges against you. Go ahead. Now Sanju gets the time. No,
do you
Sanju,
have
over to you.
committee in your party?
Okay. Sanju Verma, go ahead. Go ahead. Let her answer.
I need my long screen time, Pooja. Thank you. Pooja, I need my long screen time because when others were talking, they were alone on your screen and I had no way to rebut them.
You're on the screen. You're on the screen.
Speak if I'm not given long screen time because I think that's
but
a
protect the girls.
Expectation.
Rebut,
Sanju,
no problem.
Okay.
Protect the girls, but.
Can I please, Pooja?
You have POSH committee or not? Yes or no?
You know,
yes
Pooja,
or no?
I did not heckle anybody when they were talking.
Okay.
You have to give me long screen
Yogita.
time. This is unfair to the BJP.
Okay,
Can
go
you
ahead.
be
BJP
fair to the
answers. BJP answers.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Pooja, first and foremost, Mr. Yashovardhan Azad, if you notice, I did not use a single abusive word against him. I just said he is the brother of Kirti Azad. There is a conflict of interest. That disclosure should be made public so that your audience does not get misled. Now, what does Mr. Yashovardhan Azad do? He says Sanju Verma reduces every debate to low levels. Why? Mr. Yashovardhan Azad, are you not the brother of Kirti Azad? Did you condemn Mamta Banerjee by naming and shaming her? No. Have you used the word TMC even once during your entire diatribe condemning TMC? No. And you have the audacity to lecture Sanju Verma and make personal remarks at me. I'm ashamed that you were a former IPS officer. And Pooja, my final point is this. To Yogita Bhayana,
yes.
When Deepak Meena in Rajasthan was convicted of rape, Yogita Bhayana was quiet. When Rohit Joshi of Congress Party, son of Mahesh Joshi, was accused of rape, Yogita Bhayana was quiet. When Babulal Nagar of the Congress Party was accused of rape, Yogita Bhayana
She's saying she protested.
I've never seen Yogita Bhayana speak about Sukanya Devi even once. So Yashovardhan Azad has no business lecturing me, and
do you have POSH
Bhayana has
committee
no
in your
business
political
lecturing me.
party?
All right.
Really?
With
you
this
have
heated
watch committee
debate,
in
I
your party or
understand
not?
the
Mr.
question.
Yashovardhan should be ashamed.
Do you have
Being
any
a
answer?
former IPS officer,
You
he
should be
does not
Sanju,
have any
Sanju, as a
empathy.
ruling party of the country, let's keep the states aside.
And why
I'll
is
be the
Mr.
devil's advocate.
Yashovardhan Azad
Is the
laughing
BJP
on a
strong
serious
against,
topic?
especially
Mr.
when
Azad,
it
why are you
comes to
smiling here
assault charges
discussing
within?
rape? Why is Mr. Azad laughing when we are
She
discussing a
will
serious
never.
issue like
She
rape?
will
Okay.
never
You
say
have such
she
kind
doesn't
of
have a
former
part
IPS
in
officers
her
on
party.
your
All
government?
right.
She doesn't have a
At
posh
a point
committee.
like this,
Simple.
at a point like this, let's remember,
You're
ladies and
ashamed of
gentlemen,
you.
We know you're
we
a
are
Congress
talking
stooge.
about serious sexual assault cases. We are talking about the lack of fear, lack of implementation. It is eventually the politicians you see on your screen, the ones in the police force and the activists who will have to come together to ensure no girl should live in the fear of being sexually tortured. No parent should live in the fear that their child will call them up to say, I've been assaulted, come pick me up. On that note, I want to thank our panelists, and let's hope that the family here in this case and all other cases get justice, and not just about justice, but justice in time. Thank you for watching. Bharat ki betis are under attack. It's not about 1, 2 or 3 women. In Bengal, if horror unfolded inside a law college, a 24-year-old student of South Calcutta Law College says she was gang raped by men who were clearly seen associated with the ruling party, the TMC. And it's ignited the issue after barely 10 months since the RG Kar Medical College horror case that even in safe campuses, our girls are not safe. But right when we were debating and discussing this, in Tamil Nadu, a newly-wed 27-year-old young woman full of hope ended her life in Tirupur with messages that she was crying and facing alleged dowry torture by her husband and parents-in-law. She was married barely 2 months ago. She consumed pesticide, but also sent 7 voice messages to her father, wailing, but apologizing and pleading for forgiveness, saying she wouldn't want to be burdened because so much dowry, apart from being given already, a Volvo car, 800 grams of gold, it wasn't enough for the family she married into. In Karnataka, a woman's tied-up body was found stuffed in a garbage truck in Bengaluru, legs bound to her neck. Police suspect a sexual assault before the murder. Prime suspicion is on a live-in partner. The body was found partially clothed as well. One Shamsuddin has been arrested for now. I want to now take you to Tamil Nadu because that sent shockwaves, and it's again led to a conversation starter. Anti-dowry laws are strong in India, and yet young women are dying by suicide. This 27-year-old young woman you see on your screen, the cops found her body in a parked car after she had consumed pesticide. The deceased, Ridhanya, married one 28-year-old, Kevin Kumar, in April this year. Reports suggested that there was already a dowry involved of 800 grams of gold jewelry, an XUV vehicle worth about 70 lakh rupees that the girl's family had given already. And then the newly-wed woman sent 7 audio messages to her father on WhatsApp, wailing that she wouldn't want to bother them anymore. 2 months of her wedding. She revealed that she was being mentally and physically tortured by the family she married into, and said that her parents might doubt her, but she's not lying. The question here is, was she asked to adjust and compromise even when she was facing all this torture? The cops, meanwhile, have registered a case. They've arrested Ridhanya's husband and the family and the in-laws as well. But it raises a serious question of what is happening in different states. Listen in now to what has happened, and especially a heartbreaking message. I want the viewer to listen in to what this young, newly married woman had to say to her father before she died.
அவங்க அப்பா அம்மா கவினு இவங்க எல்லாருமே பிளான் போட்டு தான் எனக்கு கல்யாணம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அவங்க கொடுக்குற மென்டல் டார்ச்சர் என்னால் தாங்க முடியல. உடல் ரீதியாகவும் என்னால் அவங்க கூட உண்மையாகவே இருக்க முடியல. ரொம்ப டார்ச்சராக இருக்குது. டெய்லியும் மென்டலி என்னை அசால்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஃபிசிக்கலாக ஈவன் டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுறான். என்னால் இதுக்கு மேலே இந்த வாழ்க்கையை கண்டினியூ பண்ண முடியும்னு தோணலை. என் உலகமே நீங்களும் அம்மாவும் தான். நீங்களாம் என்னை பற்றி கண்ட கனவும் வச்ச ஆசையும் எதுவுமே நிறைவேறல. ஆனால் என்னோட கடைசி மூச்சோட நம்பிக்கை நீங்கள் மட்டும்தான். ஆனால் உங்களை ரொம்ப நான் நோகடிச்சிட்டேன். ரொம்ப என்னால் நீங்கள் காயப்பட்டீங்கன்னு புரிஞ்சிருச்சு. அவங்களால வாயிட்டு சொல்லவும் முடியல. அதே சமயம் என்னை இப்படி பார்க்கவும் முடியல. என்னால நீங்க படுற வேதனை எனக்கு புரியுது. என்னை மன்னிச்சிருங்கப்பா, என்னை மன்னிச்சிருங்கம்மா. அவ்வளவுதான், முடிஞ்சு போச்சு எல்லாமே. நான் போறேன்.
It's so heartbreaking and it should make all of us angry. This isn't just one young woman. Imagine the pressure on her that she could not return to her parents despite the torture, she says, mental torture by the parents-in-law and the physical torture by the husband. And then the audacity of this family to not only take all that alleged dowry and then continue to torture her in how. Pramod Madhav joins me from Chennai, where this incident has happened in Tamil Nadu. Pramod, what are the cops telling you about it? How are they ensuring that those she's accused of have been taken in custody? What is the sentiment around you? Because Tamil Nadu or Chennai, where there is this belief that possibly that the women are more empowered. Not so much when you look at this case.
It is truly unfortunate, Pooja, and we also actually had to hear the 7 audio messages she has sent to her father,
Yes.
Ridhanya, and it's completely heartbreaking because she has completely lost her hope, and she's been telling her father again and again. On one side, she's apologizing, but on the other side, she says that all her hopes and all whatever she thought completely has dried out. There is no other option, and that's the reason she had to go ahead and take this one, because her father, Annadurai, also very clearly mentioned that within 2 weeks of getting married, she came back to her home, and after 3-4 days she went back, only to come back in another 2 weeks, and that is when she started saying that she has gone through a lot of physical and mental torture, and she says that many things she couldn't even tell her father, and that's the kind of issues she was under. And when her father was talking later after her death, her father was completely filled with remorse, stating that why he did not say give some more thought to whatever his daughter has said at that point. But he clearly says that the family was actually demanding 500 sovereigns, that is 800 grams of gold, of which he has given 300 sovereigns, and that is one major reason for them to constantly keep asking, and in a kind of way, she claims that she was physically and mentally tortured over this, forcing her to take pesticide, that to dying in a
I
lone
think of
manner
a young woman
inside
in
a
that
car
wedding
while
dress, looking forward to a beautiful life. Days barely into it, she realized that this is turning into a nightmare, forced to take her life. Pramod, keep tracking the latest on that, and let's just hope that we don't have such cases yet again. But despite an anti-dowry law, our young girls are forced to kill themselves. I have some news coming in. Let's take a look at that. A strong statement has come in from a court in Jammu and Kashmir, denying bail to an accused, a man who's been accused of raping a 70-year-old woman tourist in Pahalgam. The court has observed, I quote it here, "This is the reflection of a moral decay and a sick mentality within society." The judge observing that Kashmir's natural beauty alone cannot sustain and that a tourist, an elderly lady, arrived in Kashmir, and then what happened to her is reflective of perhaps realizing that it's not just a tourist destination. The moral fabric of the society has to be preserved too. The court further underscoring that Kashmir's image as the paradise on earth rests not only on the scenic beauty, but the strength of moral cultural values. I'm talking about a 70-year-old woman, an elderly senior citizen from Maharashtra who was allegedly raped at a hotel in JNK's Pahalgam. Happened in April. The accused allegedly forced his way into the woman's hotel room, gagged her with a blanket, and then raped her before he fled the scene. We are told the woman sustained such serious injuries in the assault, she wasn't able to even take steps, wasn't able to walk for days. From Tamil Nadu to Kashmir to now Bengaluru in Karnataka. A body of a 40-year-old woman was found in a garbage truck in Bengaluru. Her body stuffed into a bag with her legs tied to neck and was discovered in the truck's rear lift, thrown like a trash. The cops have identified the woman. Her name was Asha, is what we are told. Now, the prime suspicion has landed on a man called Mohammed Shamsuddin. The woman was in a relationship with this man, and he's now been arrested for murder. According to police, the victim and the accused Shamsuddin worked in the same company, which is how they got to know each other. They had known each other for about a year and a half and had been living together for the past 4 months, posing as a married couple. Incident reportedly began. There was an argument between the two, led to physical violence, eventually woman's murder. Shamsuddin originally hails from Assam, and we are told, according to cops, he killed the woman, packed the victim's body into a bag, transported it on a two-wheeler and disposed it in the garbage truck. Different instances, and yet in many ways the violence against women. Let's listen in to the senior police official.
He was a resident of Ulimau police station limits, and she was staying with the accused, who was a 53-year-old man, a native of Assam. Both of them have been together, claimed to have been together for 1.5 years, and have been introducing themselves to the locality as husband and wife. The immediate cause of death was the deceased going back home in a drunken state, which led to a lot of altercation and physical struggle.
Sagai, briefly, especially about why the prime suspicion is on this accused Shamsuddin. How are the cops tracking this case? How was the body found? Tell us all about this case.
Body was found around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning when people tried to dump the garbage in that truck, and they noticed air from which was in the truck, and they immediately saw there was a body inside that particular garbage truck, and immediately they have alerted the police. Police have checked all the CCTV cameras. That's when they realized that Shamsuddin, who's also a live-in partner of Pushpa alias Asha, had bought this particular body in a bag and in his two-wheeler and dumped inside this garbage truck. And if you notice that he has traveled around 14 to 15 kilometers trying to find a place, and that's when he found there. Imagine, she was a live-in partner, they were in love with each other, and ended up, her body ended up in garbage.
How murder is becoming in many ways the first response to whether it's any argument between a couple. It's raising a lot of questions. We've seen incidents like that in the past. Sagai, thank you very much for that as well. That's all the time I have for To The Point. Thank you very much for watching.